go. All right. We are in Algebra 2, Lesson 2-4, multiplying complex numbers. Today's date is Thursday, September 17th, 2020. And it's the PDF document that doesn't let me write right there, which is interesting. Okay. Our objective is very easy today. What is our objective, Wyatt?
Multiply and simplify complex numbers.
There it is. Yeah. Yesterday we were adding and subtracting. Today we go to multiplication. And then we don't actually get into division in Algebra 2. You get into division, I think, in pre-calculus, but I could be wrong. Maybe we'll get into division later. I looked at this unit and it was really short. I'm like, we don't have any time to do division. That's next year. All right, so I. What is the definition of I? Quiet raised hand. Charles, go.
Square root -1.
There it is, square root of -1. What about I squared? Sorry, we'll give you a math question instead of the objective.
Would that be just -1?
It is indeed just -1. And I should be able to just rattle them off right now. What is I cubed? What is I to the power fourth? What is I to the power of 81? You should still be able to do those, right? You just to try them out. Let's see if you remember. It's not part of our notes, but I'm just curious as a form of review. I to the power of 3. Does anyone remember what that is? And there's a lot of us with cameras off. You guys need to turn on your cameras, please. Jenny, Josie, Fernando, Jessica, and Gunnar. I want to be able to see your face. Gunnar is fine because I can see his face. I can't see your face though, Andres.
Wait, does this count or not?
No, it does not count.
Okay.
That is not your face.
Okay, I'll move on. I'll change it. Hold on.
And since I haven't created any specific rule for that, that is your one warning that you don't lose points on, but the next time I ask you to change away for your actual face, you will lose points. All right, thank you. And still can't see Josie, but you'll do it later, I assume. I to the power of 3, quiet raised hand. What is I cubed? Someone. I know that there are 2 raised hands, but they've already participated today. What is I to the power of 3, Jade?
1.
Ooh, not quite. So you want to think of this as I squared times I, right? I squared times I. Give it another shot, Jade. So it's not 1, it's not -1, and it's not I. There's only one other choice. Do you remember what it is? No? Okay. We'll give it to Charles again.
-I.
It is indeed -I. Yep. And then I to the power of 4. Jade, you do that one. You got it correct last time. I to the power of 4 is?
1.
Yes, 1. Cool. So make sure that you have those memorized from lesson 2-1. They are coming up here shortly on the test. I'll tell you when the test is after this lesson because I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so you guys have multiplied polynomials in Algebra 1 and definitely in Algebra 2, definitely we're doing it again in Algebra 2. Let's see how to do these. 3 times 5, -3 times 5, and -3 times -6x. How do I multiply these things? Really quickly, someone, quiet raise hand. Andres?
It's going to be -15 and then plus 18x.
There it is, yeah, plus 18x. So multiplying with complex numbers, when it's like this, is really the same thing, except instead of an x, it's an I. So who wants to do that one? It's very, very straightforward. Yeah, Jose?
Yeah, so -15 plus 18,
Yeah, plus 18.9. It's that easy. It's like, whoa, Mr. Sindel, like, why are you even teaching us this? It's because of this next one. This next one is going to be a little bit different. There's one additional step. But before we get to that step, how do I distribute 6x into the 2x and into the -7? Quiet raise hand. Someone that has not participated before. Looks like I will have to cold call someone that hasn't participated before. Sergio.
So you do 6 times 2, right?
Yep.
So it's 12, and 12x to the power 2.
Perfect. Keep going.
Minus, then 6 times 7, it's 42, right? And then it's x.
Or 2x, yeah, you got it. And just to remind everyone, in his head, he's saying x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1. I add those, and I get 2 of those. That's where the 2 came from. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm not even going to ask for this one. You guys know that this is going to be 12i squared minus 42i, because you just switch out the x's for i's, right? Except there's a problem now. I squared, unless it's asking like the problem like I to the power of 81, typically speaking, in the rest of my math career and your math career, simplify I squared. You know what I squared is. I defined it up above. Well, I forget who defined it up above. It was Wyatt that defined it up above. I squared is a number, so we can simplify this into the typical a plus bi form. I know Wyatt and Charles want to participate. I need to call out new people though. What is I squared and what should I do with that? Fernando, help us.
With which one?
What is I squared?
I squared? Hold up. It's 0.5, or no, -1, I mean.
-1, exactly.
Yeah.
So -1, and then go ahead and rewrite this entire problem now after multiplying -1.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yes, please, yeah.
It's gonna be -12 minus 42i.
There it is, yeah, thank you. And I'll box it because we did a bunch of work. So there's one additional step now. Whenever you see an I squared, you are not done. You need to turn that into -1, multiply it through, and simplify. Andres has a question.
What about just like the 1i, not I squared, but 1i? Do we do anything like with the -1 squared? Or I mean square root of -1?
Nope, yeah, just leave it as I.
Okay. Wait, why
Yeah, good
would
question.
we only do I squared though? Like do another step for I squared?
Because I squared can be simplified even more. I consider converting I into square root of -1 to be making it more complex and not more simple, not simpler. So I is as simple as you can get it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sinda.
And I should clarify too. I'm not just saying I should say the majority, like 99.9% of mathematicians agree that that is simpler in most cases. It might be better in other cases to unsimplify it and change it. Okay, let's go ahead and do, this is the equivalent of binomial multiplication. And again, the trick that we use, the tool that we use, is we generally make this square rectangle-y shape. We divide it into as many parts as we have. I have 2 parts up here, so I'm going to do 2 parts for the columns, 2 columns. So I have 2x minus 3, and I have 2 terms over here, 5 and -4x. So I will also have 2 rows over here, and I'll do 5 minus 4x. Again, it doesn't matter which one goes on the left, which one goes on the top. The correct answer will be found either way. All right, let's rapid fire these off to especially people that have not participated. I need to find the value of these cells by multiplying rows by columns. 2x times 5, -3 times 5, all of that jazz. All right, I'm just going to start cold calling on people really quickly here. Who is this person that is not visible? Jessica, yes. Jessica, what is 5 times 2x?
Would that be 10x?
It is indeed 10x. Nice. Next person who has not volunteered. Who is this person that can barely see? Jenny.
-15.
There it is, -15. Did I get everyone? I think everyone's in. All right, I'm just gonna start randomly calling on people then. Yeah, Andres.
-8x squared.
Perfect. Sergio.
It will be 12x.
12x. Yeah, nice. So we've multiplied all of our rows by columns, and then our last step is we just need to add up all of the space in here. So when I say add up the space, all of this area, this is technically an area model. So all of this area I add up, I need to add like terms. Notice that I have an x and an x. Those are my like terms. Everything else is just kind of recopy it down. Jade? Do you have a question or you want to participate?
I wanted to answer.
Go for it.
Okay, so you would order it in simplest form. It would be negative 8x squared plus 22 because you added 10x and 12x. And that'd be positive 22x, and then you'd subtract 15.
There it is, and we box it. Chacon. That is our final answer. Yep, and you're gonna do almost the exact same thing with complex numbers, although it's like all of math. There's an additional step now. There's an additional step to everything. You can keep going deeper and deeper. We already talked about the additional step. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Again, I'm multiplying 2 terms by 2 terms. So I need my general rectangle up here, my area model, whatever you want to call this thing, the tabular method. It has many names. I'm going to do 2i on the top minus 3, and then on the left, I'm going to do 5 minus 4i. I'm going to go ahead and just copy down from the table on the left because they're the same thing except for the x's turned into i's. So just copying it down. It was a 10x, now it's a 10i. It was a 15, negative 15, it's still a negative 15. I had a negative 8x squared, it's now a negative 8i squared. And it used to be a 12x, now it's a 12i. Okay, so this is the part where there's a twist, a change. Raise your hand if you think you see it. What would be the next step? It's not adding them all together because you can't do that yet. There's something we need to do first before we add them all together. Well, Wyatt sees it. Who else sees it? Jose sees it. Fern sees it. Charles sees it. Andre sees it. Let's give it to Fern.
You have to change the I to the power 2 to -1.
Yep, this turns into -1. Well said. Oh, you did this last time, didn't you? I should have given it to someone else. Oh, well. Yes, it is -1, which means this cell value, Fernando, is going to be what now?
It's going to be -8 times -1.
Yep, which is?
Oh, that's it's +8.
+8. Perfect. Yep. So that's the only additional step that we need to do, and then we just follow through like normal, add them all together. This is a little bit different, so I need another volunteer to help me out. I have to add 8 and -15. I have to add 10i and 12i. What is our final answer here? Jose.
So it'd be -7 plus 22i. Right?
Yep. So you said -27. Negative. I should write this over here. -27. You said
No,
plus
-7.
22i's, right? Oh, -7. Plus 22i. Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pull the class. What do they think? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Give Jose a thumbs up, thumbs down. Did he get the correct answer? And I see 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. 2 thumbs down. What's going on? Andres, talk to us. Why did you give a thumbs down?
First of all, it's not in simplest form, and since you have to have 10i and 12i, wouldn't that be 22i squared?
Okay, let's dissect what you just said. So you first said it's not in simplest form. What did you mean by that?
Because 22i, what is it called, has a variable. -7 doesn't. But I think that would change because if you combine like terms with 10i and 12i, that would be 22i squared, and then you have to do that next step for that, and then that would turn into like 12 times -1 and then 10 times -1.
Okay. Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. And this is actually correct, and I'll explain why. So if I had 3x and I add 5x, this is not equal to 8x squared. It's actually just equal to 8x. So when we add just normal polynomials, you keep the power the same. And same thing with the i's. If you just add 10i and 12i, you keep the i the same and you just add their coefficients. So it's synonymous with how we do polynomial arithmetic. The other thing that you said was standard form, I think, that the 22i should be first. And you're right, you could put it first, but typically speaking, complex numbers are written in a plus bi form. It was the first form that I defined as a complex number. So you can keep writing it in a plus bi form. I know that technically I is kind of like a variable, and maybe you should put that first for standard form, but this is more standard, is to write it in a plus bi form. Yeah, thank you, Andres. And does that clarify other people too that had a thumbs down? I think Jade and a few other people had a few thumbs downs. Are you guys good now? Okay, let's move on to another example. Oh, these guys you can do on your own. Example 1, example 2, and then example 3. I'm going to scroll out and make sure that you have 1, 2, and 3 all copied down. You should be able to do these now. I'm going to put you guys in breakout rooms in a sec, but my settings on my Zoom force kick you into the breakout rooms. So I'm going to wait. Make sure you have these all copied down. Raise your hand if you need some more time to copy this down.
7 times 5. If I did this wrong, I'm going to be really disappointed. Yeah, but it's 63.
7 times 5 is 35.
That's the nines trick. What am I doing?
It's okay.
Okay, I understand this now.
All right, so I'm going through these. You're just going to tell me the answer, and if anyone has a question, we will go through them. I'm looking at all of your cameras, and you guys will all turn on your cameras, first of all, so make sure that I can see you. And we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down. Did the person that is speaking get the correct answer? So who would like to participate? Example number 1, what answer did you get, Andres?
I got negative 56 minus 28i.
Negative 56. Did you say plus?
Minus
Minus
28i.
28i. All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. Is that what you got? I'm getting lots and lots of thumbs ups. Very nice. All right. Let's do example number 2. Who wants to tell me their answer for number 2? Jade.
83 minus 2i.
83 minus 2i. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. You can do a closed fist if you didn't quite get there yet too. Everyone should be holding up something in their camera that should be on Jessica. There it is. Thumbs up. Nice. All right, cool. And what about this last one? We got a minute and a half left. Example number 3. I wonder how many people got there. Who got an answer? Charles, yes.
I got 26 plus 38i.
Why, it's already flashing you the thumbs up. Thank you. What? How many other people were able to solve this one and get the same answer? Fist if you did not quite get there yet. Everyone's holding up something. All right. I'm just seeing thumbs up. All right. Do you have any questions before we go? We got 55 seconds left of class. My alarm on my watch is going off. No. Okay, well then let's do this. Fist of 5 on our objective today. How well can you multiply and simplify complex numbers? What are we seeing here? 5, 5, 5, 4, 5. Thumbs up. I assume that's probably a 5, 4 maybe from Josie. It's hard to see. Those are all really high scores. Cool.